Alright class, this is a new week now. We are on April 27th and we're learning about avatars and virtual worlds, some important concepts as we think about tools and resources for education. You know, avatars and virtual worlds have come into vogue and they've almost fallen out of vogue now. And there are several reasons for that. Second Life, for instance, has become not so much educational anymore. In fact, it's more inappropriate. There are a lot of inappropriate things on Second Life, unfortunately, we found in a previous class. So for this class, I don't force you to go on there. I don't ask you to go on to Second Life and do this, but it's good to know about it, to know about the different virtual worlds that are out there. And there are some good educational virtual worlds out there as well, but yeah, they have kind of fallen out of vogue in the last few years. So you'll be reading about those this week, and you'll also be looking at some presentations on those as well, and so take a look at those. Also, don't forget there's a new assignment upcoming. It's the last assignment of this semester for you in this class. It's the Task-Centered Learning Project. So next week you'll be reading a little bit about social networking and emerging technologies, but the Task-Centered Learning Project will be due next week by May 9th. That's the last assignment for this class, and so I'll introduce this assignment as well. So in this class we have discussed a lot of technological tools that have the potential to support learning. This is a tools and resources class, so we have a lot of tools that we have discussed. But remember that simply using these tools does not necessarily enhance learning. Instead, we have to use them in ways that support learning using good learning methods, learning theories. So that's what you're going to do, is you're going to take a tool, pick one of the tools, and discuss how this tool could be used as part of a task-centered learning experience. Apply it to task-centered learning, and then talk about how that tool could be used in that way. And so there are a few things that I want you to do. You can briefly introduce and discuss the tool and how it works. Briefly introduce the concept of task-centered learning. Again, that's coming from earlier in the semester. It's probably a good idea for you to review those readings about task-centered learning that I have given to you earlier. And then introduce the elements of task-centered learning as you talk about different things. So you're going to introduce the concept of task-centered learning, but then you also introduce the elements of task-centered learning, like learning tasks, activation of prior knowledge, demonstration, modeling, application, integration, exploration. Make sure that you know these pretty well so you can introduce them to me. Obviously, I'm an author about these very things, so I'll have some knowledge of them and know whether you know it. Discuss a learning task that could incorporate the tool. Discuss how the other elements of task-centered learning could work with the tool, including activation of prior knowledge, demonstration and modeling, application and integration and exploration. So talk about how this tool could be used in a task-centered learning way. Now, this assignment can be submitted in a couple of different ways. It can be, as I have listed here, it can be a podcast or recorded PowerPoint presentation of about 6 to 10 minutes in length, so you can do that, or you can write a paper of about 6 to 10 pages. I'm giving you the option to do one of those things as you submit this assignment. And then of course there's a rubric below, so make sure you take a look at that before you submit the assignment so that you know how you'll be graded. But basically, yeah, I'm looking for your good ideas. Show me how this tool can be used in a task-centered learning way to meet a specific learning objective, to meet a specific learning idea. Talk about how task-centered learning would work with the tool that you choose. And if you have, as always, if you have any questions about this assignment, just feel free to shoot me an email, come to my office hours, and all the options that you have to contact me. Alright, well, have a good week this week and the next week, and we'll be finishing out the semester soon. Thank you.